Scorpio, welcome to your twin flame reading for April 2020. It is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. You could be a sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign Scorpio, or you could be watching because your twin's a Scorpio. Either way, I am grateful that you're here. You can follow me on Instagram at Candy Wishman or on Patron. The information is in the description box below. There is an extended version to this reading where each section I'll start out with the really meaty stuff, and then we expand on that in the extension, and I'll go through, I'm calling it an extra video, I guess, an extra video for each one, but all the information on how to do that, as well as my posting schedule, is in the description box below. All right, let's get started. Let's see the current energy between the two of you. What is the current energy between the two of you? You can see my messy office and my cat behind me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got a couple here. Very interesting. We have the Well Watcher, so wisdom and power of the divine. It's a 7, so that's always deeper spiritual knowledge to me. And then Lady of the Mirror, so reflection and non-judgment. Okay, so where are you and your twin reflecting right now? And can you acknowledge what they're going through, see the reflection in yourself, and remove the judgment of yourself and your twin? Okay, I feel like there's a lot of wisdom to be learned right now for the two of you. I feel like I get the energy that you are learning a lot right now, either about yourself or the connection. There's a lot of wisdom coming through. There is a lot of divine guidance. I don't know if owls are important to you, but we have an owl here. And we have a little bird. Okay, very interesting though, the Well Watcher. Okay, and I love that. I do love that we got the Lady in the Mirror. Okay, and what I love, the 4 here. Okay, so the 4 is to me, it's the number of the worker, working hard, working, and I see 2 people on opposite sides of the mirror working, 2 4s. Okay, working towards creating an 8, which is a number of power. All right, in the extended version, we go in hidden factors. We talk about hidden factors in the connection, blockages being removed, lessons being learned, and external influences for the both of you. But at this moment in this part of the reading, we're going to start tapping into your energy right now. I'm just going to move these over here, okay, just to see kind of where you're at, Scorpio. Okay, where's your energy at right now with this connection? Okay. All right, oh yeah, okay, so we have the Tower on the bottom, and for those of you that are familiar with the Tower card, it's when certain aspects of your life, it sort of shatters the illusions around you, so it may feel like parts of your life are falling apart, or they're shattering, so to speak, or, but it's really just, it's pointing out those flaws in the design, the flaws in your foundation that won't hold up or withstand the test of time. Now this could be you, okay, or you could be feeling your masculine going through it, okay? It's really difficult sometimes, and I need to preface, I forgot to preface that I tend to read for the feminine energy, the other twin being the masculine, but the energy is always interchangeable, okay? So take what resonates, because that's whatever feels right for you is for you. So it's, oftentimes for the feminine, we feel a lot of our masculine stuff, and we don't necessarily recognize that it's our masculine stuff, and we're trying to figure out what's wrong with us, but it's not always us. So be mindful of that. This could be something that your masculine is going through, and you're feeling through the connection what they're experiencing. The next card here, oh, I love this. Okay, we've got the two, because there's a Roman number 2, but we have the High Priestess. Okay, so what I get, I'm getting 2 different storylines here, so I'll tell you both of them, because we also have the 10 of Cups. Okay, the High Priestess is, it's trusting your own intuition, trusting your own, seeking your own counsel, very highly intuitive. It is the 5D version, I feel, of the feminine, divine feminine energy. But there's always secrets. There's secrets behind that pomegranate curtain. And then we have we have the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is next to the Sun, in my opinion, one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's happy family, happy life, genuine happiness, like just, so I'm kind of getting a twofold message here. Like I said, the one is sometimes behind the Tower moment is where your happiness lies. Okay, just like the pomegranate curtain, behind there is the secret to your happiness. But I also feel like your gut, your instincts are telling you something's not right, and it might not necessarily be with your life, but it could be very much with what's going on with them. Third storyline coming in, third message. Some of you instinctually know that things aren't right in your life and you're not happy, okay? And it's because of you're not happy that you realize something's not wrong. So you are given the opportunity to be the force for change or be subjected to it, okay? That's kind of where you are at right now. And I feel like there's a lot of awareness here for you, which makes a huge difference in all of it, because you then recognize that you have the choice to do what you need to do in your life, okay? This is absolutely about your health, your wellness, your happiness. This is all about you, okay? Just like your twin stuff is all about them, and somewhere you guys meet in the middle where it can be about both of you. But right now I do feel like there's a lot of awareness coming, things coming to light for you. All right, so important things for you to be aware of. Yeah. Ooh, we got 3, so I'm not going to read the bottom because we have 3 here. Okay, very, very interesting cards. We have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is an energy of walking away from what no longer serves, okay? Then we have the Ace of Wands. It's a very passionate card, but it's like the Eureka card, that inspirational moment, new idea, new concept, new project, new hope, new inspiration, okay? The aha, the epiphany card, that's what it is. And then we have the Pisces, or the moon card, which is Pisces. Why I had to bring up Pisces, I don't know. Maybe you're a Pisces moon, you got Pisces. Anyway, it's about fear. We've got some illusions around fear. I feel like the way that these came out, it's sort of like, right, it may not be in this moment about you walking away. It might be you stepping back and shedding new light on this situation for yourself. Okay, so it's not always about walking away completely. That's not going to be for everyone, but when you can shine light on your fear and creatively problem solve around your fear, okay, you're already better off. Like, this card is a card of walking towards what's better, where you're better off, to beyond, to better things. Sometimes a shift in perspective will take you there, okay? Very interesting. So we're going to put those there, okay? But it's to be mindful of what the fear is showing you, and that you have the power and the creativity and the choice to deal with it however you feel is right for you. Okay. All right, so subconscious emotions coming forward. These are often the emotions, like we are sometimes taught that our conscious, like our thoughts, the way we think, that's where our power is. Unfortunately, it has its purpose, but our subconscious, the things that we believe to be true from our childhood, all of those energies within are actually more powerful than our conscious thought. Our conscious thought is like a band-aid, but if we can heal and understand our subconscious thought, we can then heal and understand our own energy and how much of other people's energy we carry around with us. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have with your subconscious here. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so we have the World card here. So this is definitely a karmic cycle of some kind, because we also have the Justice card, and then we have the Hierophant. Okay, this is very much about traditions, about beliefs for you. There's a lot of subconscious energy around beliefs. For some of you, it is that there needs to be justice, an eye for an eye. People need to be held accountable. Okay, all of those old things keep you carrying around old energy. Okay, you're carrying around someone else's energy, but it's not your job to hold other people accountable. You know, even, I'm going to say this because I don't know who it pertains to, but it's coming up. But even if you work in the field of law, okay, it's your job to do your job about it, but it's not your job to keep carrying it on. Like, you have your part to play in holding someone accountable for their behavior, especially if you're upholding the law, okay? It's your job to hold those things up, okay? But it's not your job to take it home with you and continue on and do that with every person in your life. You have that singular incident with that individual where you are holding the law because it's your job, and then you let it go. So I feel like even those that actually it's their job to hold other people accountable are going to be shifting and changing their energy around what that looks like. Okay, the Hierophant card, it is about higher levels of commitment. It is about spiritual guidance, but in this case, it's absolutely about traditions and the parameters we set, being like, well, this can only be true if we live within these parameters. And I think there's going to be a lot of subconscious stuff coming up for you. So anytime those are the things that kind of because they're fear-based, right? They're fear-based. I need to do this to avoid pain and suffering, so it has to be this. Like, we have to hold other people accountable so they can't hurt us. They can't hurt anyone else. Like, do you see where the kind of energy goes with that? There's a lot of that going to be coming up for you this week, Scorpio, and I don't know how it's going to show up with you. It could be something simple as the tradition of marriage and what it entails. It could be for some of you where you feel very strongly like you have to be, you know, that justice person that creates fairness for everybody, you know. And I feel like we're shifting to doing a lot of inner work, okay, and being really solid on our own before we move out and help externally, because we came from an energy of having to help everybody else and make sure everybody else is okay, but we were treading water, we were drowning. So it's kind of shifted, it's kind of flipped itself around. So we're solid, we get really solid in the water, and then we can go and help other people, okay? So whatever that looks like for you, I feel like there's going to be a lot of learning around it, and it's going to really help you understand yourself and the way that you interact with your twin. Because if your twin ever did anything you deemed not within the parameters of tradition, you're going to still hold them accountable. You're going to hold on to that for them. You're going to hold on to that energy and create barriers between yourself and them. So in the extended version, we go into how you're being affected by the connection right now, and also how you're viewing your masculine and the connection. We're now going to go into what is going on with the energy of your, to make sure they're right side up. I hate shuffling with, like, I know I probably shouldn't do that, but I feel I'm like, if I do them all upright and then they show up reversed, then they're meant to be. All right, let's take a look at where your masculine is at. Okay, what's in their energy? If the sign shows up, awesome. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Just take it if it resonates with you, and if it doesn't, it's not for you, and that's completely okay. Okay. Okay, well, that's very interesting. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 here. Yeah, look at that. So we have death. Okay, so we have the death card, which is Scorpio. Okay, it's also Pluto. There's stuff going on with Pluto right now. It's interesting that we have Scorpio. They could have Scorpio in their chart. Twins often have one in common of the big 3, so sun sign, moon sign, rising sign. So they could also be a Scorpio. They could be a sun sign Scorpio, or a moon sign Scorpio, or a rising sign Scorpio, or even a Venus. There's probably but the top 3, sun, moon, and rising, you could have that in common. So it's I feel though it's more pertaining to the things coming to an end in their own life, just the situations, karmic situations, them walking away from what no longer serves, some of them being forced to walk away, especially with that Tower. Twins are mirroring a lot right now. So the stuff that you're going through, you're experiencing it in a different way, but it's all the same lessons that you guys are learning. Okay, look at that. We also have the moon. Okay, so we have the moon showing up. So there's a lot of fear here. And we also have the Page of Wands. And I just got sort of a vision of somebody who... I kind of just got a vision of somebody who is very childlike when they're being threatened, or when they're out of sorts, or when they're in fear. I feel like that's most of the population, if I'm going to be honest, but sort of like, I just feel like they're trying to put out so many different fires and they're overwhelmed. That's kind of the energy that I have from this person or this group of people. And so we also, sorry, I have Pisces energy again. And then they could have fire in their chart. So Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. The Page of Wands is a bit of an immature energy in this energy that I'm getting. But that's just like a defense mechanism. It's almost like if no one, like it's sort of like when they were a child or when they were an adolescent, no one took them, like they didn't feel like they were very responsible, or no one took their responsibility seriously, so they didn't put responsibility on them. Like I think that was their way of getting out of things, or not having to do what other people wanted them to do. I don't know. I don't normally get this kind of stuff on like a collective reading, but maybe it's resonating with more than one of you. I'm not sure. But they're really not, why they're showing me that is they're really not able to shirk these responsibilities right now. And I feel like they just don't have the experience to understand what to do about it, which is okay, because we don't all have experience. We learn the experience. So they're kind of going through this learning experience. Okay. All right. So what is on their mind right now? What is on the Divine Masculine's mind? Okay. So that's interesting, because you guys have a lot of mirroring cards here, guys. Okay. Look at that. 2 circular cards. Unreal. Okay. So they're like, I want to get out of this. Like I want a new beginning. Okay. It's Aquarius, Sagittarius energy. And then we have the World. And the World is cardinal energy. So it's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, I believe. The World, like I said, though, is about things coming to an end, cycles ending. There's a recognition of this for them. And it could even be that they're in a place where they're like, I can't handle things how I used to handle things because it's not working. So I do feel like there's a huge shift for them here, because it's in their conscious, it's in their mind, it's in their conscious state. It's not subconscious and underneath. It's like in the forefront of their mind, where they're like, I can't continue being the way that I'm, because it's not helping. I've got all these fires and none of them are going out. Okay. All right. Let's see what they are feeling in their emotions. Ooh. Yeah. That makes complete sense. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very interesting. So on the bottom, we have the 2 of Wands. This is Aries energy. It's an energy of somebody who's made up their mind. Okay. Like he, and I say they could be female. It's the masculine energy. Gender has no place here, but, it's like, he's like, I made up my mind. I can't do this anymore, but I don't know how to act on it. Okay. So we have the 7 of Cups, and that's where I was like, this makes complete sense, because this is emotional confusion. This is the battle between illusion and what's actually good for you, what isn't, which cup do I pick, which path do I choose. There's too many. The good news is, though, is we have the Sun here. Okay, this is Leo energy. Know that there's the 4 of them. I don't know if they're mutable signs, whatever, or fixable. I think it's mutable is the Sun. Anyways, there's clarity, there is happiness. I feel like when they realize that whatever makes them happy is the right path, that's when things are going to become really clear for them. But up until this point, and really, honestly, probably up until they met you, they really didn't even understand what made them happy. They thought they knew. So I feel like they're not really so far off from the Divine Masculine collective as it is. But I feel like, yeah, there's some major stuff happening with this masculine group, and it's all so they are empowered by what they learn. So that's not a bad thing. So in the extended version, we go into what they're actually dealing with in the physical and how they're viewing you and the connection. We're going to look at what is... Whoops. I don't even have any napkins to clean this up. Hang on. this is how real we are, kids. I'm not even gonna pause the video. I'm just gonna try and soak it up. I don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it. Oh, my cards are all wet. It's all right. They're sealed at least, so they're not gonna damage the cards, but it's gonna delay your video just a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to dry them off a little bit better in a moment. All right, so let's take a look at what's healing and evolving. I mean, I could totally roll with that and be like, look at it's washing away all those things that don't serve, but I'm not really sure that was intended. Okay, let's see what's healing and evolving in your connection right now. What is, ooh, okay. Imagination, okay, and discipline. So imagination, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So I feel, feminines, this is very much your card, because we have here the Ace of Wands in the middle of your subset, where you're having the epiphany, you're having these moments of creativity where you feel more empowered to be creative in your life and to do things in a different way. But you'll have to think about, it's sort of like thinking outside the box, okay? And the more empowered, okay, the more empowered you are, the more healing it is for your connection, because it lifts the limitations and the parameters around the connection. And then we have discipline. So I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And I feel like this is absolutely where your masculine's at, where they really need to hunker down and get to work on their own happiness. Okay. But they're going to feel that energy of from the connection. Okay, it's going to, yeah, it's going to have so much, there's a lot going on. The water really didn't help. Yeah, it's time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, let creativity take flight. From the fairies, guys, here we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to get into the extended version from here on out. I do go into what you can do right now to further your own self, how they want to move forward with you, and your future outcome for you guys, and of course, a message from their higher selves or what they want you to know at this time. The information's in the description box below. I hope that this has helped you. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing month of April.